Welcome, everyone, to Cabinet this evening. I am welcome to those in the room and those watching online live streaming or even recording of this later. My name is Councillor Tom Bruce. I'm the Deputy Leader of the Council. I'm sitting in the chair this evening. I'm joined around the table by my Cabinet colleagues and officers. Cabinet colleagues will be the ones debating and voting on the agenda items in front of us this evening. Officers will be providing support as and when is necessary. So looking at the agenda, first item is apologies for absence. I've been given those of Councillor Rajawat, obviously, as I'm sitting in the chair this evening, as well as Councillor Peter Thompson, Leader of the Opposition, who has a standing invite to Cabinet. Councillor Sia Raza as well has given his apologies. Is there anyone else? I think everyone else is here. Fantastic. Any members have any declarations of interest or any other communications? None. Fantastic. On to agenda item 2 then, the minutes of the meeting held on the 17th of June. We are on page 7 of the agenda. Any matters for accuracy or matters arising on page 7? Page 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, or 13? I see none. So am I to take that as an accurate reflection of the last meeting? Wonderful. Okay, on to the main agenda items this evening. We are with a fairer, more equal Hounslow progress update on the EDI strategy and action plan. Councillor Ajmer Gariwal, over to you.
Thank you very much. Good evening, all. And I'm Councillor Ajmer Gariwal, Cabinet Member for Residents, Support, Communities and Equalities. So as you say, this is a progress update on the EDI strategy and action plan. So Cabinet members will have read the report and seen the excellent progress that we've made as an organisation against each of the 3 pillars of the strategy: equality by place, equality by group, and equality as an employer. The Council is delivering more to equality opportunity areas. More interventions have been delivered to promote equality for protected groups and to our people as an employer. The report and its appendixes detail what next steps we will take as an organisation with our partners and residents to continue to deliver our strategy. We will track their lasting impact as we evaluate delivery through our missions in equality opportunity areas, partners and events with equality groups, and within our own workforce. So this evening, Cabinet is asked to agree the following recommendations. 1, to recognise the significant progress achieved in year 2 of the Equality, Diversity and Inclusion Strategy, a fairer, more equal Hounslow. For Pillar 1, equality place, Pillar 2, equality by groups, and Pillar 3, equality as an employer. The second recommendation I'm asking for you to agree is to continue to recognise the equality opportunity areas as a priority when considering investment proposals. Third recommendation is to note that the Council will build stronger relationships with partners, old and new, to achieve goals set out in our 4 missions to tackle the inequality by place, with a renewed focus on housing and transport. Recommendation 4 is to agree the new model of engagement for the LGBTQ+ Advisory Forum and the Disability and Age Partnership. And 5 is to note the Pillar 3 Action Plan, equality as employer. So the report's before you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Gariwal. I am very happy to second the report and simply to echo your words and support the words that you've said on the report. There is some significant progress being made on this across all those pillars. I think there are some numbers and figures in here that we can be incredibly proud of, the number of people that we've contacted and engaged with, the numbers of places that we've had an influence on, and the fact that for Pillar 3, we are able to demonstrate strong delivery and significant progress. I'm reading from the report here on our pillar as focus on as an employer. Gender pay gap has reduced. We have a positive disability gap. We have proved data collection analysis to support senior leaders setting out priorities. Really fantastic work here across those pillars and across the work that's been happening in all teams, and something we can be really proud of. I know this is something that the leader, yourself and the leader, and all of us put a huge amount against. And in my portfolio specifically, regen and development and assets, the place one is most connected. I'm most connected to that, and it's fantastic to see the investment, not that just has been made in the borough, but that has been targeted in the areas that matter most against some of these equal opportunity areas. So really fantastic work there by everyone involved. I'm opening up for debate. Anyone like to comment or question on this? No. Okay, I will simply say move to the vote. All those in favour of the 5 recommendations, I think it was. See unanimous hands. Thank you very much. And that is approved. Moving on to agenda item 4, school organisation 26 to 30. Councillor Chowdhury.
Thank you, Councillor Bruce. Good evening, all. Councillor Samir Chowdhury, Cabinet Member for Children's Education, Employment, Skills. So the report front of you is about the school organisation plan 2026 to 2030. The last school organisation plan in Hounslow was approved by Cabinet in 2011. So it's a time for an update. Across London, there is a growing issue with the falling roll, leading to a number of schools closure across the capital, but also leading to financial difficulties for schools, impacting on standards and quality of education. This is a crucial moment to be planning for the future of Hounslow schools, but we have potentially unique situation to most areas in London that the information in this report highlights. So there are school rolls in Hounslow have fallen, but the forecast into the future is for the numbers to stables. And historically, we have been an exporter of the children's to other local authority areas, but there are enough children in Hounslow to ensure our schools are full. The challenge then is how can we all together, including schools, increase the participation in our local schools. So this report is the start of the process. We plan to engage with schools during the autumn on how we can approach this complex problem in partnership. Following this engagement and detailed plan with recommendations from the school community will be brought back to Cabinet for consideration in spring 2026. And the recommendation for this report you can see on page 75, 1 and 2, and then on page 76, 2.1, 2.2, and 2. No, sorry, that's the only 2 recommendations we have. That's the report summary, sorry. So recommendations are on page 75. And I just would like to say thank you very much to yourself for all your support for this report. And I move the report.
Thank you, Councillor Chowdhury. Yes, I will second this report, and simply to say we do have a national issue, and particularly I would say a London issue with the rolls, numbers on roll in schools, and we know that that is falling. The report says it, but we don't need to see the report to see things coming out across the capital about schools being closed or schools in financial difficulty, and we are obviously not immune to those difficulties, and we need to find solutions for the problems we face. What's interesting is when I had your portfolio, Councillor Chowdhury, a number of years ago, we were rapidly building school places because we didn't have enough, and we spent a lot of money on increasing the school places, opening new schools and building lots of school places in current schools. And now we find ourselves, for many reasons I'm sure people would be aware of, we find ourselves in the opposite position where we're looking at those increasing numbers, not in increasing, sorry, gap in numbers, not in all schools, but certainly in some schools, and it's becoming a more significant problem. So we need to find a plan for that. We need to understand what we can do and how we can support our school community, how we can support parents making the best possible choices for their children, and how we can continue to provide, I should say, the high quality education in this borough that we do. And so I'm very happy to second this. I'll open it up for debate. Any questions or comment from colleagues? I see none. I will move to the vote. All those in favour of the recommendations on page 75? I see that unanimously approved. Thank you very much, colleagues. Okay, on to agenda item 5, Children's Home-Based Care Framework. Also you, Councillor Chowdhury.
Right, thank you very much. Thanks once again. I think this is really important report as well on children's home-based care framework. As I'm sure we're all aware that children's home-based care, also called domiciliary care, refers to a range of support services provided to children's, young people and their families within their own homes. These services are in place to address the specific need of the children and young people with disability, aiming to enhance their quality of life and promote their well-being while enabling them to remain within their family environment. Currently, CHBC services are commissioned through spot purchasing. This type of commissioning arrangement does not allow cost to be controlled or ensure due diligence of providers. To address escalating cost, deliver saving, and ensure quality standards, a CHBC framework is recommended. And this initiative is in the Van Hounslow Financial Strategy. The initiative is to enhance the children's with disability services operational efficiency through the implementation of a new commissioning approach for children's home-based care. The efficiency assumes a reduction of 7.5% on current spend over 3 years. This opportunity was established following a benchmarking exercise against Northwest London local authorities, which found the average hourly rate in Hounslow for CHBC was 21% higher than the average hourly rate across the marked boroughs. So the existing CHBC services require a redesign to ensure quality outcome, efficiency saving, and effective ongoing monitoring. So redesigning the commissioning model aims to achieve competitive pricing with enhanced budget management, ensuring financial stability and reducing annual care cost of children with disability. So with that, the recommendation for this report are on page 86, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll move the report. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Chowdhury. I will second the report and reserve my right to speak. Are there any comments or questions on this? No, I can't see any. Just to say, absolutely fully support this, as I'm sure everyone around the table does as well, hopefully. We'll see in a moment. The ensuring that commissioning is as effective as possible, meaning that we are able to not only manage budgets most effectively, but also deliver the quality care and the services and support that these young people need. It is incredibly important, and very good reasons to move into this model, and absolutely fully behind it. Thank you, Councillor Chowdhury. See no one else wishing to speak, so I will move to the vote. All those in favour of the recommendations on page 86? That is unanimous and approved. Thank you very much. On to agenda item 6, Public Space Protection Order, Responsible Dog, PCPO, by, this is to Councillor Sidhu. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Bruce. Councillor Raghwinder Sidhu, Cabinet Member for Public Safety, Regulation Services and Enforcement, approved asking for approval for making London Borough of Hounslow responsible dog ownership public spaces protection order 2025 as per Appendix 3, subject to some minor changes, which, if approved, it will be effected from 30th of September for 3 years. The report recommends introduction of public space protection order across the borough to reduce antisocial behavior related to dogs. Public consultation and feedback from residents have highlighted the extent to which the dog fouling is a disruption in the daily life, as well as certain dogs' behavior being a safety concern for some. It is proposed that this order remains in force for the next coming 3 years. The above recommendations are being made to support the Council's corporate priorities: a cleaner Hounslow, a safer Hounslow, and a livable Hounslow. Our resident surveys 2024 informed us that prominent issues of these survey is in relation to safety and security. Data outlined that residents' perception of safety is lower than the London average. The public space protection order will support the reducing problematic dog issues, helping people to keep safe in open spaces and increasing feeling of safety. Should the public space protection order be implemented, the financial implications to the council will be in relation to the signage notifying the public for that order. There are 69% responses are in supporting in PSPO implementation, and only 20% against that PSPO implementations. So I request the cabinet to approve public space protection order for responsible dog ownership.
Thank you very much, Councillor Sidhu. I'm very happy to ask someone to second the report.
Chair, I second the report, and I would like to say a few words.
Carry on. Do you want to put your microphone on? Councillor Gariwal has seconded the report.
Right. Thank you, Chair. Councillor Shivraj Gariwal, Cabinet Member for Infrastructure and Recycling. I support this protection order and second it. And I would like to say a few words because this protection order is in line with our corporate priorities, as Councillor Sidhu has mentioned, for a greener, healthier, and safer Hounslow. And in my opinion, this protection order should have been brought quite a few years ago, but I think it's the right time to be implemented, and I support it. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Any more comments? Councillor Shaheen.
Councillor Salman Shaheen, Cabinet Member for Culture, Leisure and Public Spaces. And thank you, Councillor Sidhu, for bringing this forward. I do think it's an important part of preserving, enhancing, protecting our public spaces, our parks. Very much part of that. I speak as a dog lover myself. I grew up with dogs. I have absolutely no problem with dogs in our borough, but I do think we need responsible owners of dogs. And one of the most common items of casework I get is about dog fouling, and dog behaviour. And that really, the buck has to stop with the owners to stamp out that behaviour. And if we need to throw the book at them, we actually absolutely have to do that. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Shaheen. Anyone else wishing to speak on this? I can't see anybody else. If we're happy to move to the vote on this, there are. I've lost the page again. How many recommendations are there? Just the one recommendation. I did think that was right. The one recommendation on page 94. All those in favour? Unanimously approved. Thank you very much. Right, on to agenda item number 7, One Hounslow Financial Strategy. This would usually be the leader delivering this, but as I am in the chair, I will be doing this on his behalf. So the One Hounslow Financial Strategy report provides an update on our medium-term financial outlook for the next 3 years. The key headline is that there is a significant budget gap still that remains, and one that clearly the report outlines how we are working to deal with it. I don't think that should be a surprise to anybody around the table, anybody listening or watching. We are not alone in having financial difficulties as a council. I think, in fact, if there are councils out there that don't, they will be among the very, very few. This affects councils across London and across the country because of the economic situation we find ourselves in. To be political for a moment, yes, we have a change of government, but that doesn't instantly, or even in a year, erase all the difficulties that have been caused and built up over the last 14 years, and particularly the last 2 or 3. And dealing with those of councils of all colours is going to take some time, is going to take our national government time, and is going to take us time to work through that. Looking at the inflation and interest rates, which are still problematic for us, I know in the portfolio that I have, developers talk to me about interest rates being a significant block in terms of trying to get the delivery of homes. It is a significant block in terms of the delivery that we have right across the council and how we can best spend our money. The councils across the country, councils in London and this council, are the most efficient form of government. We know that. And we do everything we can to make sure that each pound is spent as wisely and as well as it possibly can be. And I think all the financial transparency that we give shows that that is the case. What that doesn't stop is the fact that demand is high and continues to rise. And we are very, very aware of that. And we are in the business of supporting those people who need it the most. So these are difficult. These are difficult decisions. This is a difficult report to write, a difficult report to present, difficult circumstances that we find ourselves in. But we are going to do all that we can to manage our budget, and we do year on year on year, manage our budget and make sure alongside that the residents get the best quality in this borough that they possibly can in all areas of council life and council services. So on that, I move the report, and I'd like to look around the room and see if anyone's prepared to second. Councillor Garewal.
Yes, Councillor Shivraj Grewal, Cabinet Member for Infrastructure and Recycling. Chair, I second this report and reserve the right to speak.
Fantastic. It has been moved and seconded. Any comments or questions? Councillor Shaheen.
Just say thank you for bringing this forward, obviously stepping in for the leader. Thank you to officers for preparing. I think it's obvious that these are tough economic times. There are strong economic headwinds, and there are sobering statistics in front of us. But we have had the leadership. We have had the firm hand at the tiller from Clive Palfreyman, from Jake Bacchus to the leader himself, who are working on every element of these strategies that are necessary to keep that firm hand on the tiller, that prudent approach that stops us going under, that stops us losing our independence. And I think that's very important. And if it takes every single department of this council pulling together to find the way through these times, I think we absolutely all have to be in that together.
Thank you very much, Councillor Shaheen. Anyone else wish to speak? No. Okay, shall we move to the vote? 2 recommendations. Note the revised medium-term financial strategy. Note the general fund medium-term revenue budget forecast. All those in favour of the 2 recommendations? That is unanimous. Thank you very much, colleagues. So move on to the last agenda item of the main bit of the agenda item 8, which is Neen Gardens increasing extra care housing capacity. Councillor Bath.
Thank you. Councillor Lily Bath, Cabinet Member for Adult Social Care, Public Health and Health Integration. So what I'm asking Cabinet to do this evening is to support the recommendations 1 to 7 in the report relating to Neen Gardens, the redevelopment of the site at Neen Gardens for extra care housing. So those of you who might know the area, but Neen Gardens is an area in Hamworth Village, which is currently underutilised at the moment. And an assessment has been done of that land. And you would have heard us talk many times hears about the need for extra care housing for those residents that have adult social care needs and a housing need. And you probably also have heard us talk many times about how expensive it is to try and procure that accommodation. And we've seen what the projection is regards to the increase in need for supported housing accommodation. So what we want to do is provide accommodation within our borough, so those that do need it are close to home, and it also means reducing considerable amount of cost to the council as well. So what we would like to propose is that Neen Gardens is disposed of to a registered provider who will build extra care scheme on that site, and it won't be ready until 28, 29, everything going well, but it will probably provide around 50 socially rented extra care units, which will be a huge benefit to the council. In your previous report, we talked about the cost pressures. This is an example of adult social care spend. So we really need to sort of find a way of reduce. Isn't going to solve our problems overnight, but it will certainly help in the long run. So what, obviously this will go through planning permission, etc. There will be an agreement with the registered provider that we have that we retain 100% nomination rights, so that we still have control in the sense that it will be for extra care housing. I think that's probably all I need to say at the moment. So the actual recommendations for this report are 1 to 7. But I don't know if you want to say anything, as you're going to second it, presumably, if you want to say anything to add to the report.
Thank you, Councillor Bath. Yeah, absolutely. No, I will second this, and I agree with everything that you've said, particularly the point how it relates to the previous item, and how we take difficult but correct decisions on how we spend our money, and we make sure that the money is spent in the right areas. And this is exactly where we want to be spending our money. We know there is a need. We know there is going to be a need, almost 1,000, I think, of extra beds needed up to 2041. As Councillor Bath, as you've said, this isn't going to deliver all of those, but it is spending the money in the right area to deal with some of that, and make sure that some of our most vulnerable residents who are in the greatest need are going to get this high quality provision. And so it links in with our strategic business case that you brought back in October last year, that set out the broad principles of this, and this is one of those schemes coming through, linked to the fact that we, are spending our money wisely and properly in the right areas. So absolutely support the recommendations here. I'm very happy to second it. Is there anyone else who would like to speak on this report? Any comments or questions? Councillor Chowdhury.
I'm happy to. Very small comment. Thank you very much, Councillor Bath, for bringing this in. I think it's really, really important for us to understand, as you have said, the problem is not going to be solved overnight. But yes, 50 homes, it might be small for, if you think about the need and talk about the supporting living, but this is really, really good piece. And on top of that, seeing this and going in Hanworth Village, where I have been councillor for 8 years, and we have had questions. We've questioned about this land a couple of times. We're really happy last year when we sat down and we spoke about it, what we can do with this. But I'm going to be saying thank you to everyone involved who have thought about it, and now we are progressing forward with this. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Chowdhury. Anyone else like to speak? No. Okay, I will move to the vote then. All those in favour of the 7 recommendations in front of us? That is unanimous and approved. Thank you very, very much. So agenda item 9, referrals from council committees. I have had none. The date of the next meeting is Tuesday, the 2nd of September at 7 p.m. Agenda item 11, urgent business. I've had no urgent business given to me today. Agenda item 12, in order to deal with the exempt confidential papers, I'll need to ask someone to move exclusion of press and public. Councillor Chowdhury, someone to second that. Councillor Bath, thank you. So that will be the end of the recorded and the live streamed element of this meeting.